Hey y'all, cooking, cutting up, keeping it real. Tonight in my kitchen, I wanted to show y'all a live demo of my Granny's apple pie and how I'm gonna put that together. This week, tomorrow actually, is my oldest son, aka favorite son's 25th birthday. And instead of a cake, he prefers apple pie. And this is his favorite. So if you love this recipe, I'll be happy to post a picture of it. What I did last night is both of these recipes are in Granny's Farm to Table, of course. My Granny's on the front. I made last night and refrigerated my Aunt Peggy's pie crust, which is on page 84. Okay, so that's already ready. And tonight I'm going to put together my Granny's apple pie. Now, what I've done so far, and I'm making two. I'm making one for the favorite son's birthday, and also we're having a snack day at work for a Super Bowl party. And look, the pressure's on because a lot of the girls that work there follow Cooking, Cutting Up, Keeping It Real. And so they're like, oh, we expect really good things. So I'm putting forth my best effort with Granny's apple pie. So here we go. You do not have to make homemade pie crust. You can use a ready-made frozen pie crust or the ones in the refrigerator case. Totally up to you, okay? I chose to do the homemade pie crust. So I'm going to tilt this down and show y'all what I'm doing. What I have done so far is I have mixed together, and again, I'm doubling the recipe. I have mixed together margarine, all-purpose flour, and white granulated sugar into a crumble that goes on top of these pies. And I'm going to set that to the side. I have also put out some flour onto my clean baking surface, or my working surface, I should say. And I have sprayed both of my pottery pie pans. Anyway, so I just lightly sprayed those. So I'm going to take this, I just got this out of the refrigerator, and I'm going to divide this in two. And I have preheated my oven to 400 degrees. I'm going to toss that on both sides to get some flour on it. And then I am going to simply roll this out. I hope everybody has had a great day. Now look, apple pie. In my opinion, this is one of the best ones, and it's not real hard. So, you know, give it a try. See if you like it. My granny always had one on Sundays for us, and she didn't start with homemade crust. She just did a store-bought crust, which is fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll this out big enough to go onto my into my pan. And on the stove, I have cut up, the recipe calls for 5 to 6 tart apples, peeled and sliced, and I did 12. Again, because I'm doubling that recipe. I'm going to slide this over here where y'all can see. Turn that way. Let me turn the heat off of these. I have cooked the apples, the 3/4 cup of water. It's 5 to 6 apples, 3/4 cup of water, 2 tablespoons of all-purpose flour, 3/4 teaspoon of cinnamon, and 1 cup granulated white sugar. So those are ready. Okay, I'm going to take this and lay it over into my pie pan. This part of North Carolina has a lot of pottery, and these pieces of pottery both came from local potteries near Bisco, down that area. I don't know why I can't think of the names right this minute, but anyway, lots of potteries in this area within like a 30 to 45 minute driving time from my house. So I like to use these. And I'm just gonna take off the excess as I move it along, press it down into my pie pan. I'm going to fill in where there's a little void. Again, I repeat, you can start with a a store-made pie crust for this pie. It does not have to be homemade crust, but if you follow along with Cooking, Cutting Up, Keeping It Real and know that my Aunt Peggy made the best pie crust, once you make it, you just don't want to go back if you don't have to. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, okay, that looks pretty good. Move this to the side. Let me dust this back a little bit so I don't make a huge mess. Now, get my hands as zhuzh. I'm going to fill this with half. Oh, I'm going to need something to set that on. Hold on. With half of my pie filling, because again, I doubled this recipe so I can have one for birthday for tomorrow and one for Friday, which I'll bake it and refrigerate it, of course, for our work Super Bowl snack, whatever. Now, I cooked these until they're just soft. I wanted them to have a little bit of their integrity, so I didn't want to cook them to death, okay? And honestly, they are perfect, just like this. Let me get this syrup in here and divide it as evenly as possible. And we'll set this to the side. And then I'm going to take my clean hands and I'm going to take this crumble and put it all over and cover the whole pie. The pie filling looks delicious. Yeah, I hope it will be. And I'm going to bake these in a 400-degree oven for 40 minutes. Again, I'll take a picture of both the recipes, the pie crust and the pie, and I'll post it to this Facebook page. But that is what it looks like when it's ready to go in the oven. Now, if you want to make these ahead of time and wrap them and put them in your fridge just like this and bake them right before your party, you can do that. I'm not going to do that. I don't have time for that. I'm going to set this to the side while I put the other one together. I will also post a picture underneath this post of the pie and what it looks like when it comes out. I hope that's helpful to you. And I hope it's something that, you know, you'll want to try. One of those recipes that once you try it and perfect it, you will never go back. And look, I'm the first one to say that Miss Smith makes a good one at the grocery store. She does. Love them. But once you make your own and the pride that you have when other people eat it and they say, oh my gosh, this is delicious, you will not want to go back to Mrs. Smith's unless you're in a hurry and, you know, you got to have something quick and you don't have time to make it from scratch. So I hope y'all love that. What kind of pie is that? Apple pie. It's my Grannies Apple Pie. And I'll show you a picture of it when they come out of the oven. I'm going to finish rolling this out and then I will cut this segment off. And I appreciate y'all following along. It's always interesting to see how many views certain recipes get. It's always interesting to me. Anyway, what's the best apples? Shelly, I like the tart green apples for this recipe because you add quite a bit of sugar, so it sweetens it completely. So I like that little bit of a tart apple. That is totally up to your taste and your family or whoever you're cooking it for. That's totally up to you. Now, later this week, for this weekend, for the actual Super Bowl party, I bought dried apples in the mountains, and I'm going to do fried apple pies for our get-together for Sunday. So I'm going to save my crust and set it aside and put it back in the refrigerator so I don't waste it because I'm going to need it. Anyway, easy peasy, easy, easy. Like I said, if that's something that you love and give it a try, it will be one of those things that you'll go back to over and over and over. So no birthday cake. He wanted apple pie, so there you have it. Sharon, I did spray it lightly, my pans, just so it wouldn't stick. So Cheryl, thank you. I love the pie pan too. It came from Seagrove. That's working. One of these, this one actually came from Frogtown, which is near Seagrove. But anyway, I'll show you a picture of that when it comes out. And I hope y'all have a wonderful night. I actually came home and put hamburger casserole in the oven. And we're going to have that in a salad. And I'm going to cook these pies. Will you show how to? I will, Michelle. I sure will. Probably Saturday. I'll be doing that. So y'all have a wonderful evening, and we'll see y'all when we see you again. I'll post the recipe. I'll also post pictures of the pie when it comes out. And I'll see y'all when I see you. Bye.